Life is all about relationships. They're the core of everything we do. But here's a hard truth we often overlook: no two people are the same. Everyone has their own personality, habits, values, and way of reacting to situations. With so many differences, maintaining strong, healthy relationships can feel overwhelming. How do you navigate that? Let me share a story that might just change the way you think about relationships forever. Imagine this: a father decides to take his 1.5-year-old son to the mall. They hadn't been out in weeks, and he thought it'd be a fun escape, a chance to bond and make memories. As they walk into the bustling mall, the child's eyes light up with wonder. He's mesmerized by the glowing lights, the colorful candy stalls, and the buzz of people moving all around them. He's so happy, smiling ear to ear. But then they pass a toy store. His happiness turns into intense longing. His little feet stop, and his eyes fix on the toys displayed behind the glass. Without warning, he starts screaming, pulling on his father's hand, pleading to go inside. "Rohit, no, not now," the father says, calm but firm. But the boy doesn't listen. His cries grow louder. He's tugging harder, shouting, stomping his little feet, and tears start streaming down his face. Everyone around them begins to stare. Whispers ripple through the crowd. You can feel their judgment, their annoyance. The father stands there, breathing deeply. "Stay calm, Rohit," he says softly. "Stay calm." But the child's tantrum only escalates. Suddenly he breaks free and bolts toward the toy store, wailing uncontrollably. The father walks after him, picks him up gently, and carries him away. His face is calm, but you can feel the storm he's holding back inside. A woman who's been watching the scene unfold steps forward. Her voice is full of curiosity and disbelief as she says, "Your son is so lucky to have you as a father. You're so patient. If I were in your place, I would have lost it. Honestly, I probably would have yelled or worse. How do you do it?" The father looks at her with a small smile and replies, "Madam, let me tell you something. Rohit isn't my son's name, it's mine. Every time I say stay calm, Rohit, I'm not talking to my son, I'm talking to myself." What an eye-opening moment, isn't it? This simple yet powerful story teaches us one of the most important lessons about relationships. The real work starts with you. Think about it. How often do we blame others for what goes wrong in a relationship? How many times have you said, "If only they would change. If only they would do things differently"? But here's the truth: no one wants to hear relationships don't thrive because others change. They thrive when we change. Here's why this matters so deeply. Every time we react with anger, impatience, or frustration, we add fuel to the fire. And every time we choose calm, understanding, and patience, we pour water on that fire instead. Relationships aren't built on controlling others, they're built on how we control ourselves. Now, ask yourself, how many arguments could you have avoided if you had taken a moment to pause and think before reacting? How many hurtful words could have been unsaid if you had focused on understanding instead of criticizing? Most of the time, it's not the other person's behavior that breaks the relationship, it's our reaction to it. Let that sink in for a moment. But let's be real, relationships aren't always easy. They're not a fairy tale filled with endless laughter and smiles. There are struggles, fights, disappointments, moments where you feel like giving up. But it's in those moments that your relationship needs you the most. Sometimes your loved ones will demand more time, more energy, more attention from you. And yes, it can feel overwhelming. But before you push them away, ask yourself, why do they need this? What are they trying to tell me? When you stop seeing their actions as a burden and start understanding them as a cry for connection, everything changes. Relationships require effort, continuous, intentional effort. And that effort starts with you. Here's what you need to know right now. If you want your relationships to grow stronger, stop trying to change the other person. Focus on changing yourself. The way you react, the way you think, the way you choose to handle conflict. Because here's the truth: you can't control what others do, but you can control what you do. You can choose patience over anger, understanding over judgment, and love over ego. And when you do, your relationships will transform in ways you never thought possible. Every relationship you have is unique and special, and it's worth fighting for. But the fight isn't against the other person, it's against your own impatience, pride, and fears. Win that battle and you'll unlock the kind of love and connection that makes life truly beautiful. So today, make the choice to grow. Make the choice to work on yourself. Your relationships will thank you for it. If this story resonated with you, it's time to take action. Ask yourself, are you ready to stop blaming others and start building stronger, more meaningful relationships by working on yourself? Don't let another day go by without making a change. Here's what you can do right now. Hit that subscribe button if you're ready to learn more about creating powerful, lasting connections in your life. Leave a comment below and share one thing you're going to start doing differently in your relationships today. I'd love to hear your thoughts and support you on this journey. And don't forget to share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. It could change their life just as much as it could change yours. Remember, relationships are your greatest investment. Start investing in them by becoming the best version of yourself. Let's grow together. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care and stay inspired.